This is the Matrixx Hour with John Matrixx. Pop culture, news, and reviews. Buckle up for the ride. Here is John Matrixx.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode here of the Matrixx Hour. As always, I'm joined by my lovely wife and my dog, Kalani. How are you doing this afternoon or evening?
I'm good.
Yeah, it is evening. I lost track of time. I took a long nap earlier today because I've been up since like 2 a.m. My wife got up in the middle of the night, then I got up and I couldn't go back to sleep. But she was able to go back to sleep. Lucky you. I had to suffer a little bit, but how's everything?
Good.
Good. And you're holding our baby again.
Yes.
Has she been a good girl today?
Yes.
Kinda?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you want to start diving into these topics? Do you not want to waste any more time? Are you ready to go? Because you came up with some of these topics.
Yes.
Okay. The first thing we have on the agenda, I don't know, this really bothers me, but for some reason, if you go to a US Embassy, you should be seeing just the United States of America flag. Now, the United States has embassies all over the world, okay? But for some reason, you're not just going to see the United States flag. You're going to see the Marxist Black Lives Matter flag and the LGBT flag. Why is this happening? What kind of a country are we in where we have a Marxist flag flying next to the United States of America flag? Now, when I was in the military, I pledged allegiance to the United States. The United States flag, not a BLM, not a Marxist flag, not an LGBT flag. The only flag that should be flying at the US Embassy is the United States flag of America. This really bothers me. What say you?
It is a disgrace.
A bit disgrace.
Yes.
Keeping it mildly, to say disgrace, I can probably go more than that. I find it to be extremely disrespectful. I find it to be very divisive because over the past year, what have we seen Black Lives Matter do? Burn down city after city.
Yes.
Black Lives Matter out there not doing anything for black people. And just recently, we just had a former BLM founder of a certain chapter come out and said he left the organization because they were frauds. Not that direct word. They're not doing anything for black people. They only speak out when on Black Lives when a white officer supposedly takes a life. They don't care about the education of black people. But yet, for some reason, that flag is going to be flying over US embassies.
Yeah. It's not good, I can tell you. I mean, for me, I think the BLM, yeah, they're not like doing any good for black people, but they're also not doing good for the country.
They're not doing good for black businesses. When the past year, during all these supposed protests, they were burning down businesses. Many of them were black businesses. Mm-hmm. And yet, we're going to fly their flag over our embassies. The rest of the world has to be laughing at us. Communist China has to be laughing at us at this point.
Well, yes. I don't know. It seems like is America is sending the wrong signal to around the world.
Definitely sending the wrong signal to our own people.
Yes.
I think by doing this, when it comes to BLM, the United States is saying that it's perfectly okay to burn, loot, and murder, because that's what BLM has been doing. They've been burning down cities, they've been looting businesses, and they've been murdering people.
No, it's like when they put up that BLM flag, it just seems like they totally disregard what America really stands for.
America is not a Marxist country.
Nope.
The founders of BLM, mainly Patrice Cullors, has said that they want to destroy the nuclear family. They don't believe in a mother, father, and children. And we're flying their flags at our embassies.
Well, the BLM flag is not standing for life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
No. It stands for one thing: Marxism,
Yep.
divisiveness, races, all this money that BLM brought in last year. And I believe that most of this money probably came from white liberals. That money was funded and funneled down to other white liberals, namely Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi. $90 million came in last year to Black Lives Matter, and they have yet to do anything for black people. This is what this guy, I believe, really exposed what he came to find out. That's why he got out of the organization, and now he's actually trying to actually do something for black people, mainly, education, trying to get black kids into better schools.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe education is the key. Because liberals, they don't want black people to go to a school of their choice. They want them to stay in the same failing schools that they've been in. Why is that? If I'm in a failing school, why should I stay at a failing school?
You shouldn't.
No. If we had a kid, wouldn't you want the kid to go to the school that we agree with?
Yes.
Because one thing that liberals want, they want way too much government. They want the government controlling your life. And when the government controls your life, in this case, they're basically saying your kid does not belong to you. Your kid belongs to the government. That's a scary thought.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go back to Nazi Germany, children were property of the state.
Pretty much.
I don't know if you knew this or not, but at basically these summer camps that Nazi Germany had, they basically had this breeding program where young women were coming back home pregnant. Young girls, I should say.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Because they wanted to create this master race. Your kid didn't belong to you. It belonged to the government. That's scary. I'm not saying we're going that extreme. But my point is that the government should not have this kind of control over your life. This is what BLM wants.
No, if the big government, take over everything, that is not the pursuit of happiness.
No. The pursuit of happiness is for me to live the American dream without government influence. Let me make my own way. If I'm raising my own capital, that's what I work for. I earn that. Black Lives Matter wants to take all of your money, funnel it across to lazy people. They want Jim Crow. They want divisiveness. They want racism. This is all they're doing out there.
One thing that, if they want, to give all the money to poor people. How come how come they can't not, put that money to help, I should say, build a program or something to help people, build up their skill or develop their skill so they can, go out and create their own business or something?
Well, there's individual Black Lives Matter chapters. Mm-hmm. And they've already said they're not getting anything from BLM Global Network, which is the main one. They haven't. So we're already, since they actually received over $90 million last year, mm-hmm. and I believe they ended up with like $60 million. We are halfway through the year now. This is June the 2nd. We're like halfway through the year. And BLM, as far as we know, they haven't announced any plans. So I don't know where that money's going. I have no idea. No idea whatsoever.
Okay.
I really haven't heard anything. But Patrisse Cullors, buying $1 million houses, now stepping away. What's the deal? Where's the money?
Yeah, but I'm just saying if they, just like they say they want the government to give all the money to the poor, but what does that, will that help them?
First of all, would you really trust the government to issue money to the poor?
No, but if they do.
BLM isn't even giving any money to the poor.
No, but if they do, what will that benefit them in the long term? Will it better to help them build a skill so they can, create a business or,
Yeah. If I was on Black Lives Matter, I would be investing in educating Black people.
Yes.
Like the former member of BLM is doing. He's gearing himself. I don't know all the ins and outs of what he's doing, but he's clearly trying to educate Black people. I would have a whole lot more respect for BLM, but I don't have any respect for him at all, if they were actually making an effort to educate Black people. But no, all they're doing is just out there telling Black people you're victims. Victim mindset. That's the same story, man. I believe Black people have been hearing this victim thing for 150 years, probably longer than that. And where has it gotten us? When you constantly telling people that you're a victim, you will remain a victim. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, you know what? We can do this. We can do this. BLM clearly has the capital now, unless they blew it all, to reinvest in making Black lives actually matter. I was saying this. How is it that that Black Lives Matter and other Black people that support Black Lives Matter, how do they expect white people to respect Black people when we don't respect ourselves? Like, we're constantly celebrating criminals all the time. Do you ever see Asian people celebrating criminals?
No, you don't see.
You don't see white people doing it?
No.
You don't see Latinos doing it?
No.
Why do Black people, especially, 2020, 2021, why are we glorifying criminals? No respect.
They think they are the victim.
Yeah. Out here in Houston, there's a George Floyd park now, honoring a criminal, a man that took a pistol, put it to the stomach of a pregnant woman during a home invasion. And he's on sainthood now. He's on Jesus level now. To Black Lives Matter. Because they're profiting off of Black death. Nothing more than that. But you have these woke companies now too, including Amazon. They're allowing shirts that actually say, and it's very disrespectful to police,
Yes.
They have a BLM shirt out there on Amazon. Blue Lives Murder. Saying that police officers are just out there murdering black people. This is allowed on Amazon. My wife looked it up. You saw it. You saw the shirt.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Well, first thing it comes to my mind that I remember that, you and I bought the Welcome to the Rebellion shirt.
Shout out to Drunk 3PO.
Yeah, and I feel sorry for him. His, entire, store has been shut down.
Well, I think it's back up.
Oh, it's back up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Jeremy told me it was back up.
Oh, but still, he shouldn't have to deal with those, mob or something.
Yeah, he got canceled.
Yeah.
But it's perfectly okay to put Blue Lives Murder on a shirt. Now, me personally, honestly, I really wouldn't care in a nutshell. This is America's free country. If you want to put Blue Lives Murder on a shirt, that's up to you. I don't have to buy it. But we've seen the hypocrisy out there.
Yeah.
If you're not on the leftist agenda, saying that all police are bad, then something is wrong with you. You're the racist. You're the problem.
So I guess I have a problem.
Maybe you're a white supremacist,
Okay.
Me as a black man, I've been called a white supremacist.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
No, it's pretty dumb. Yeah, this is just another symbol of the crazy times. BLM flags flying around. Police are murderers. Big tech is allowing shirts out there about police murdering people. False narratives left and right. Hatred of the United States of America. No respect for the military because Kamala Harris out there. This past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, enjoyed a long weekend.
Yeah, no Memorial Day.
Not Memorial Day, not honoring our falling heroes that defended freedom for us. Oh no. Can't remember them. Just enjoyed a long weekend. Memorial Day was not about barbecue. Even though I love barbecue, I love the grill.
Yes.
Got a new Traeger in the backyard. I like it. Pretty good. I tried it out this on Memorial Day, actually. Food came out okay. It really, really did. So, but yeah.
I just really feel that America is now sending the wrong message, not just to American people, but to people around the world.
Yeah, we're showing our weakness. I mean, Joe Biden's the leader, supposed to be the leader.
I mean, putting up the BLM flag on the embassy is a red flag.
A big time red flag.
Yeah.
Big time. A big time red flag. But let's move on to this, man. Texas now is trying to secure integrity in elections. And the Socialist Democrats are losing their mind in the Texas Senate. They walked out when they're supposed to be voting on this. Typical Democrat playbook here. It's racist. Greg Abbott's racist. It's Jim Crow. Democrats always talk about Jim Crow lately, even though they're the ones that actually started Jim Crow laws. Mm-hmm. All these other segregation laws. Democrats did that. But they always want to talk about the right being racist. The lie out there is that they're restricting voting rights. Now, first of all, folks, you always need an ID to vote in Texas, as far as I know. Mm-hmm. I've been voting since 1996 in Texas. I've always had to show an ID. Never had a problem. As a black man, never had a problem voting. Never. But now they have this, the Socialist Democrats are saying it's racist against black people because on Sunday, black people like to go to church. They call it souls to the polls. And there's some restrictions on voting now in Texas. So they're saying that even though Texas has actually expanded early voting, the hours to actually vote on Sunday have been expanded by 3 hours. But they're going to say that this is restrictive. It's going to stop black people from voting, which is ridiculous. First of all, I've never voted on a Sunday. I never voted on Sunday. And if I'm not mistaken, the new proposal is that on Sunday, you can vote from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Before, that's 8 hours. Before it was 5 hours, I believe, or 6 hours, something like that. I was listening to Chris Salcedo on this. But Democrats are lying. They're lying about this. Last I checked, Maureen,
Yeah.
I recall that black people aren't the only ones to go to church, right?
No.
Don't Asians go to church on Sunday?
Yes.
Latinos?
Yeah.
White people?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's Jews that actually go to their Jewish temple.
Yes.
There's also Muslims that go to a mosque. So why is it that it only affects black people, Socialist Democrats? Why? How does this really restrict black people from voting? Even though you can vote early, I believe like 2 weeks early. You mean to tell me that black people are going to wait to the last minute? No. And by the way, folks, me and my wife, we always go and vote early.
Yes.
Last election, we went, if I'm not mistaken, for the 2020 presidential election, we went like a week early, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We went in the morning, and the polls open at 7 a.m. I think we got in line at like 6:30, and it was raining that day too. It was still dark outside. Did we have a problem voting?
No.
And we're two minorities.
Yeah.
Pretty easy, right? Go up there, show your identification.
Yep.
Of course, you got to be registered to vote, too. We're both registered to vote. Did anybody try to restrict you from voting?
No.
Did anybody tell you how to vote?
No.
See, these are all lies, folks, that the Socialist Democrats are putting out there. See, the thing is, they're trying to turn Texas blue. Texas is a very, very red state. I remember on election night on the liberal networks, it's like, oh, they can flip Texas. They can flip Texas. It didn't happen. Donald Trump won Texas pretty easily, like I thought he would. Of course, you know, Harris County, where we're at, voted blue. Dallas voted blue. Pretty much, you know, your major areas are going to vote blue. And for the most part, the rest of Texas is pretty red. However, there's an area down, I believe, in the valley that was a Democrat stronghold. It flipped red. And that was around the border. The border is probably going to end up costing the Democrats in the primaries because Texas has had it. Even Democrats down there have had it. Because there's private property down there at the border. People have to fend off illegals crossing into their private property. But Socialist Democrats want illegals to come in. Now, you yourself are a legal immigrant. You came in the right way.
Yes.
This would probably make you very, very mad that Democrats are doing this.
Yes.
And
I mean, I feel sorry for the illegal immigrants and the children because, you know, they're being played.
they're being big time played.
Yeah, it's
They're being
like,
big time played. They're the victims in this.
yes.
Democrats are enabling all of this. They have enriched the cartels in trafficking children.
No, it seems like Biden make them think, well, cause them think that Biden is doing a good thing, letting them in.
But they knew that Biden was going to be weak.
Yeah.
That's why day
But
one.
on the other hand, Biden is doing other things.
He's done a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
But they knew, because day one when he was inaugurated, they were marching towards the border wearing Biden let us in shirts.
Yeah.
That would have never happened under Trump. They would have been turned away. But Biden opened up the kids in cages again because the border crisis is pathetic. Even Democrats don't even approve of his handling of the border.
Yeah.
I think he's the worst president of my lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's close.
I really feel sorry for the children.
Yeah, children are the victims.
They don't know anything at that age.
No, they don't. They don't. But they're paying the price. The cartels are getting rich. And Biden is enabling the cartels to get rich. This is sickening. And Texas is trying to fight back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people in the Texas government that really want to make Texas his own country again, because we were our own country. We fought for independence against Mexico in 1836. Everybody knows, remember the Alamo. We were our own country from 1836 to 1845. And then we joined the United States of America. And there is a real call now for Texans to actually vote on bringing back the Republic of Texas and leaving the Union. Texas leaving the United States of America. There's been little minor talks about it every now and then, but I believe the last 6 months, it's gotten really, really serious. So we'll actually see how that actually goes.
Yeah. But the border crisis is really hurting not only the, illegal immigrants, because they are the victims, especially the children, but also, hurting the Americans,
Well, yeah, we Americans, the Texans,
yeah,
suffering the most.
Yes.
Because most of these people are flooding into Texas.
Yeah, and the most are...
Wow, we have a rowdy dog here. You guys finally get to hear the dog. She's kind of going crazy, but, that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. But I guess, that'll probably just segue us into our last topic here, because she's pretty rowdy here. Wasn't anticipating her actually going crazy. But like I said, I said for the last few episodes that we have a third host. We have a third host. And now you guys actually get to hear her. She's pretty upset about the border crisis as well.
Yes.
She's very upset about it. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about our last topic here. We're going to be talking about...
Pick her up.
I'm picking her up. Let's talk about this last topic here. Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, he has actually he has protected women's sports, because there's been a big movement out there to let transgender women infiltrate sports and compete with other women. I've already said it, man, this is very, very unfair. So now he has this, I can't remember the exact name of it, Fairness in Women's Sports bill that he passed.
Yeah, I think so.
Here's the caveat. The only way you can compete as a woman, you have to be born a woman. Now, some things that happen in the transgender community, let's say you're born a man, you transition over to being a trans woman, then you change your birth certificate. That's not going to fly in Florida. It says that you have to have been a woman at the time of your birth. Mm-hmm. That definitely, protects women in sports. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a good thing. I mean, for me, like, women should compete with the women. I mean, I know there's some women who are stronger than men, but there's also men who are stronger than women. And it's not that, it's just that.
We have more testosterone. Think of this.
Yeah.
If you were a female boxer and I decided one day that I was a boxer also, and I decided one day I want to be a woman. I want to compete against women. I would never lose a fight. We have different muscle structures, more testosterone. I would destroy every woman. I would be beating up on women as a biological man. That's pretty crazy. That's scary.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I wouldn't want to fight you. I would want to fight other women, but not, man.
Yeah. Serena Williams, she was asked, tennis player Serena Williams, great, all-time great tennis player. She was asked about competing against men. She even said herself that she couldn't even beat the 1,200 ranked men's player in the world because it's a different game. Men are stronger, and she's very strong for a woman. Mm-hmm. But she's also lost to women. If she played against a man, I highly doubt that she would actually beat a man. Now, the woke people out there are going to say, well, look what happened with Billie Jean King. She actually beat a man back in the 1970s. However, what they don't tell you is she was pretty much in her prime. Bobby Riggs, who she actually beat, he was like damn near 60 years old at that time. Mm-hmm. So, no, that should not be happening. I say hats off to Ron DeSantis for protecting women's sports. This was a very, very good day if you were a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up the show here. That's all the topics that we actually did want to cover. We're having a lot of fun around recording these podcasts here. Talking with my wife. We get more comfortable. You get more comfortable, talking.
A little bit.
Yeah, and everybody got to hear the dog finally say something on the show. Very upset about what's going on in the country here.
Yes.
Now she's quiet. She's actually sitting next to me. So, guys, that's going to wrap up this show. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Be safe, guys. We've got a country to save. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you for listening to The Matrixx Hour with John Matrixx. Join us next time for pop culture, news, and reviews.